Sigma males don't attract others by chasing attention. They don't try to be the life of the party. They don't follow the latest trends just to fit in. Yet somehow people notice them. People feel their energy. People want to be around them, even when they don't say much. That's the mystery. And that's the magnetism. What makes a Sigma male stand out isn't loudness. It's presence. It's the way he moves without seeking approval. The way he speaks only when he has something real to say. The way he holds space, even in silence. Most people try hard to be liked. They dress a certain way, talk a certain way, and shape their whole personality around being accepted. Sigma males don't, and that's exactly why they attract others instantly, and why that attraction lasts. It's not about being better than anyone. It's about being so rooted in who you are that people feel it just by being near you. That kind of energy doesn't fade. It doesn't wear off. And it doesn't need to be explained. This video is about what makes that energy work. The habits, the traits, the mindset shifts that make Sigma males magnetic without ever trying to be. You won't find any gimmicks here. No tricks. No, just say this line and they'll love you advice. This is about real attraction, the kind that sticks. Let's begin with the foundation of it all. Quiet confidence. Way number 1. Quiet confidence. Sigma males don't need to walk into a room and make a scene. They don't need to be loud. They don't need to prove anything. And yet, when they show up, people feel it. That's the power of quiet confidence. This isn't the fake kind of confidence you see on social media. It's not based on looks, money, or status. It's not something they perform. It's something they live. It shows in how they carry themselves, how they speak, how they stay calm even when things go wrong. They don't overcompensate. They don't have to. Their confidence comes from knowing who they are, not from what others think about them. That kind of self-assurance is rare, and it's what draws people in instantly. When you see someone who's not seeking attention but still stands out, it makes you curious. You start wondering, who is he? What's his story? That curiosity becomes attraction. Not because the Sigma male did something flashy, but because he didn't need to. You'll notice it in their body language. No slouching, no puffing up to look tough. Just relaxed posture, steady eyes, and calm energy. That's enough. Because their confidence isn't about overpowering others, it's about being unshakable. In conversations, they don't dominate the room. They don't interrupt. They don't talk just to fill silence. When they speak, it matters. And when they're silent, people still feel their presence. This kind of confidence also shows in how they handle criticism. They don't get defensive. They don't argue just to be right. They listen. They decide if it's worth taking in, and they move on. That's strength, that's maturity, and that's charisma. Quiet confidence also shows up in how they treat others. They don't need to belittle anyone to feel powerful. They don't show off. They don't fake humility. They just treat people with respect, not to look good, but because that's how they move through life. This makes people feel safe around them. And when people feel safe, they open up. They trust. They want to be near that energy. That's how attraction becomes something real, not just surface level. In dating, it's even more obvious. Sigma males don't chase. They don't beg for attention. They stay grounded in who they are. And that stability, that confidence, it speaks louder than any line or trick ever could. Even in group settings, their confidence stands out. They don't try to compete. They're not there to impress. They're just there, fully present, fully themselves. And that's more powerful than any performance. This quiet confidence isn't something you're born with. It's built. It's shaped through experience, through failures, wins, lessons, and solitude. Sigma males earn their confidence, and that's why it sticks. They don't need to say, "Look at me." Their energy already says it. Way number 2. Deep introspection. Sigma males spend time with their thoughts. Not in a way that makes them overthink everything, but in a way that helps them understand themselves. This deep introspection is one of their biggest strengths, and it's also one of the reasons people are drawn to them so quickly. They know who they are. They've taken time to figure it out. They've asked the hard questions, faced their flaws, explored their goals, looked back on their choices. This kind of inner work gives them clarity, and clarity is attractive. When someone knows themselves, they don't come off as unsure or unstable. They come off as calm, grounded, certain. Even if they don't have all the answers, they carry themselves like they're walking the right path. Because they are. People feel that energy. They see it in the way Sigma males make decisions, in the way they talk about their life, in how they move without needing constant input or approval. That level of self-connection is rare, and others want to be close to it. This introspection also helps them read situations better. They're not quick to react. They don't get pulled into drama. They sit back. They observe. They let the noise settle before they respond. That stillness gives them power, and people notice. In relationships, it makes them different. While others play games or say what they think others want to hear, Sigma males speak with honesty. They know what they're feeling. They say what they mean, and they don't pretend to be someone they're not. That honesty comes from reflection. They don't live on autopilot. Every choice they make is intentional. Every word they speak has been thought through. That level of intention makes people feel seen. It makes them feel respected. And that's how deep attraction is formed. This trait also helps Sigma males stay emotionally stable. They don't hide from their feelings, they study them. They know when something's off, and instead of blaming others, they look inward first. That accountability shows maturity, and maturity builds trust. Even in conflict, they handle things differently. They're not quick to blow up. They ask questions. They try to understand. They reflect before reacting. And that kind of emotional control creates a safe space for others. People are drawn to that. They don't always understand it, but they feel it. The calm, the depth, the steadiness. It's not a show, it's who the Sigma male is because he's done the work. This kind of introspection doesn't make them distant. It makes them real. And in a world full of distractions, that realness is rare and instantly attractive. Way number 3. Selective social interactions. Sigma males don't need a lot of people around them. They're social on their own terms. They can be friendly, sure, but they're not trying to collect friends, followers, or fans. That selective energy is part of why people are so drawn to them. Most people spend time with whoever is around. They go along with the group. They entertain small talk just to keep things moving. But Sigma males don't do that. They choose their interactions carefully, and that choice makes their attention feel valuable. When they do speak to you, it feels real. There's no fake smile, no pretending to care. No hidden agenda. They give their time only when it means something, and that alone makes people want to be noticed by them. That kind of energy makes others lean in. Why is he quiet? Why doesn't he try to connect like everyone else? That mystery builds interest. The less available they are, the more others want access. It's human nature. People want what's rare. And Sigma males make their presence rare by design. Even in groups, they often stand off to the side. They watch. They read the room. They don't jump into conversations just to be heard. But when they do speak, people stop and listen, because they've learned that he only talks when it matters. This selectiveness doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from self-awareness. Sigma males know their energy is limited. They protect it. They don't give it to people who drain them. And they definitely don't fake interest just to be polite. The result? When they connect with someone, really connect, it hits different. It feels deep. It feels intentional. It sticks. This is why their relationships, though few, are strong. The people close to a Sigma male feel trusted, respected, and chosen. And that creates a lasting bond that's hard to break. This trait also shows up in how they use their time. They don't go out just because everyone else is going. They don't attend events just to be seen. If it doesn't feel real, they skip it. And that discipline makes people respect them, even if they don't understand it. People often say Sigma males are hard to reach. That's true. But it's not because they're closed off. It's because they're focused. They value peace. And unless someone adds to that peace, they keep their distance. This makes every interaction count. And in a world where most people are easy to reach, easy to read and easy to forget. Sigma males leave a mark. That kind of social energy is rare, and rare is always attractive. Way number 4, adaptability. Sigma males know how to adjust, not by changing who they are, but by staying calm and flexible when the world changes around them. That ability to adapt while staying grounded is one of the quiet ways they attract others. They don't panic when plans shift. They don't freeze when things go wrong. They take a breath, look at the new situation, and move with it. That calm response gives people around them a sense of stability, and that's instantly attractive. Most people are reactive. They get loud, they stress out. They look to others for what to do. Sigma males don't. They stay present. They figure things out on their own. And that self-guided thinking makes people trust them, especially in tense moments. In social settings, this adaptability makes them stand out. They don't need the room to change for them. They adjust. But they never fake it. They don't change their personality. They simply know how to flow while staying true to themselves. That creates comfort. People feel like they can be themselves around Sigma males, because Sigma males are already doing that. This trait also helps them connect with many types of people. They're not stuck in one social mode. They can talk to the loudest guy at the party and still have a deep chat with the quiet one in the corner. They fit in anywhere without needing to belong everywhere. That's attractive because it's balanced. It shows confidence without ego. It shows calm without detachment. It shows strength without force. Even in conflict, this adaptability helps. Sigma males don't jump to conclusions. They listen. They assess. They speak when needed. That ability to stay clear while others get emotional makes them a rock, and people feel drawn to that. They also adapt when it comes to growth. They're not afraid to change paths. If a goal no longer fits, they shift. If a method isn't working, they update it. They're not attached to being right. They're focused on doing what works. That mindset shows emotional maturity. It shows strength. And it shows someone who can lead, not just follow. People don't always notice adaptability right away, but they feel it. They feel it when everything's falling apart and the Sigma male stays solid. They feel it when everyone else is confused and he's already moving forward. That's what makes it so powerful. Adaptability might be quiet, but its impact is loud. Way number 5, nonconformity. Sigma males don't blend in, even when they're quiet. That's because they don't follow what's popular. They don't change who they are just to be accepted. And in a world where most people are trying to fit in, this nonconformity becomes magnetic. They don't follow trends unless they believe in them. They don't repeat ideas unless they've thought them through. And they don't agree with the group just to keep peace. That refusal to conform, when done from a place of integrity, creates curiosity. People wonder, why doesn't he care what others think? Why is he doing his own thing so confidently? That mystery builds attraction. Because confidence without conformity shows real power. This doesn't mean Sigma males are rebels. They're not trying to be different just to make noise. They're different because they follow their own logic, their own code, and their own values. They lead themselves. That independence draws people in, especially in a time when most people copy each other. When someone stands firm on their own path, they shine. Nonconformity also shows up in small things. The way they speak, the way they dress, the way they choose how to live. It all adds up to someone who clearly knows what he wants and doesn't wait for permission. And that's what people respect. Not the act of being different, but the strength it takes to stay different in a world that pressures you to blend in. That kind of energy can't be ignored. It's the quiet voice that says, I know who I am, and I'm not changing for anyone. Way number 6, emotional intelligence. Sigma males aren't emotionally loud. They're emotionally smart. They don't wear their hearts on their sleeves, but they know what they feel. More importantly, they know how to manage those feelings, and that emotional control makes them deeply attractive. They don't let small things shake them. When they're upset, they don't explode. When they're excited, they don't lose focus. They stay calm, balanced, and that creates a feeling of safety around them. People feel like they can trust the Sigma male, even if they just met him. This trust doesn't come from charm. It comes from how grounded they are. They're not reactive. They don't try to impress. They just observe, listen, and respond when it matters. That steady presence draws people in, especially those who are used to emotional chaos. Emotional intelligence also helps them understand others better. They don't just hear what someone says, they notice the tone, the pauses, the energy. They pick up on things most people miss, and when they respond, it feels personal. It feels like they actually care. This trait is rare. A lot of people are emotionally loud, but not emotionally aware. They speak without thinking. They react without understanding. Sigma males are the opposite. They take a moment. They breathe. They process. That self-control is attractive, not because it makes them look strong, but because it makes others feel understood. In conversations, this emotional awareness shows up fast. They don't cut people off. They don't rush to talk about themselves. They listen. And when they do speak, it's thoughtful. It feels like they've actually paid attention, because they have. Even in conflict, they stay steady. They don't try to win. They try to understand. And that makes even tense conversations easier. People feel like they can be honest with them, because they know the Sigma male won't judge or overreact. This emotional intelligence isn't something they show off. It's something they live, and people feel the difference between someone who's just saying the right thing and someone who actually gets it. This kind of energy makes others feel seen, respected, heard. And that feeling of being understood without being exposed is powerful. It makes people want to stay close. Emotional intelligence is what allows the Sigma male to stay centered, no matter what's happening. And when you meet someone like that, it's hard to forget them. Sigma males attract others without chasing, without performing, without trying to be someone they're not. They move through life with purpose, peace, and a kind of presence that speaks louder than words. Everything about them, the quiet confidence, the introspective depth, the selective social habits, the adaptability, the refusal to follow the crowd, and their emotional balance, works together to form a powerful kind of charisma. It's not the kind you see in movies. It's the kind you feel in real life, and it lasts. That's why Sigma males attract instantly and keep attracting. Not through tricks, not through charm, but through being real. You don't need to talk more to be magnetic. You don't need to act a certain way to be liked. You just need to get clear on who you are and live that fully. That's what Sigma males do, and that's why they stand out.